God, I wanted to love this movie more than I did. Well, let's just get to it and talk about another Puppet Master sequel.
Use the Force, Luke.
1999's Retro Puppet Master is an origin story. The current day part of the movie takes place directly after part 3, when Toulon is fleeing Germany with the puppets and headed to Switzerland. Now as for the origin story, that takes place all the way back in 1901, I think? I don't recall the exact date, but it was sometime in the early 1900s. The story begins just as any Storytime episode, with the old wise man setting the kids down and shooting the shit. Blade discovers the head of another puppet in the trunk. That head belonged to a puppet named Cyclops. I don't know why Blade, aka the recently deceased Dr. Hess, would see a puppet head and think, oh shit, what the hell is this suspicious shit? I mean, the dude builds puppets. It's not unbelievable that he could have extra heads that are different parts. I mean, in part 3, the one where Dr. Hess is introduced, Toulon's whole thing is carving a new puppet. But anyway, this causes Toulon to share their story. But only a part of it. I'm very confident in the fact the rest of it never gets told, judging by the fact there's no Retro 2. Anyway, ignoring the fact that Andre and Elsa were together in the early 1900s and ran into the magical man in Cairo, Egypt, in this story, young Andre Toulon, who for some reason is an English-speaking Frenchman, is doing a puppet show with his homies, and the beautiful Elsa is there in attendance. Lucky for Toulon, she loves her some hot puppet action, and so after the show, and witnessing an old man get the shit beaten out of him, she runs into Andre and flirts a little. Oh yeah, and as for that old man, we did see him in the very opening of the origin. I don't know how Andre knew about that, but this type of complaint can be said for literally every origin movie ever. Somehow people having flashbacks or remembering old events always remember shit they were never there for. Anyway, the old man is seen tomb raiding and comes out with an ancient scroll. This pisses the hell out of Demon Lord Sutekh though, and so he sends his army of a whopping 3 mummies out to kill him. I know, right? Sutekh is so badass. I mean, 3 mummies? What more could a demon lord ask for? Anyway, so Andre takes the old man home, for some reason, and when he wakes up, he tells him, hey, I'm like 3,000 years old, I stole a demon lord's magic and I'm gonna die. Let me teach you it. And well, Andre very quickly accepts his new life as being the puppet master. Eventually the old man dies by suicide, like he just turns his hand on himself and force chokes himself to death. And then the mummies go, oh shit, there's one more magic guy, he has the demon's magic. And so they hunt down Andre. They really suck at doing it though. They do the classic hot girl bait, snatching Elsa out from her home. The mummies taunt him in his dreams like, lol, we got your love, the chick you met like 2 or 3 days ago. Bet you want her, don't ya? And so Andre hops on a train, because apparently the dreams also told him where to find them. When he runs into the mummies, he and his puppets kill them. It was very lame, but I mean, they did it. The movie ends with past Andre rescuing Elsa, and current Andre telling the puppets, you wanna know what happened to them? That's a story for another day. Cause who ever heard of an origin story telling you the full story? I'm gonna be real with you. Though I didn't hate it, I just didn't like it. When it comes to spin-offs, I could take them or leave them. I'm not gonna get hyped for one, but I also won't instantly dismiss it. However, this is one I was actually looking forward to. I mean, this is a look at the original puppets, the ones that came before the iconic ones we're used to. Sure, they get 2 proper fight scenes, and a few other miscellaneous scenes where you might see one walking or picking a lock, but come on. Like I've said before, you watch Puppet Master for the cool puppet shit, and this movie kinda pushes them aside whenever it gets the chance. Sure, that just means more lore, but 1, this series lore is messy and confusing as hell, and 2, it's just not interesting enough. What do we really learn here? That a 3,000-year-old man stole a magical scroll and for some reason, when helped by Andre Toulon, forces this life-giving god power onto him, and then within the span of about 3 days, Andre kills some demon mummies and gets with Elsa? We don't even get to see what killed the retro puppets. You rushed the hell out of a romance plot, but couldn't do that with the origin of the puppets? I think the reason Blade wanted to know the story is because he wanted to know what happened to the head that he found in the trunk. That told him and us literally nothing. I didn't expect anything crazy, but I did want cool puppet shit, and you know, just a fun movie. But ultimately, this one's just a bore and largely uninteresting. I'll be honest, I'm still really looking forward to the modern day Dr. Death spin-off, but boy am I glad to be done with this shit. Now I could go on about the fairly bad acting or the annoying guy who'd always say Mademoiselle in literally every line he spoke, but I think I'm done. And unfortunately, in the end, I gotta rate this a 4 out of 10. Again, it's not a bad movie, just boring and uninteresting. And quite frankly, the only thing keeping this movie from being skippable is the few moments of puppet shit we get, but even then, it's not that crazy. If you've seen this movie, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.
Looking for more horror fun?
You're goddamn right.
Then check out the VHS comic book series, a parody of the horror genre that follows the lives of 3 teens as they fight to survive a horror movie, where every day is loaded with blood, boobs, and buds. The first 2 issues can be found in the description below.
I was obsessed with the